Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with a dual charging upper from Bear Creek Arsenal. This upper caught my attention because it has both a rear charging handle and a side charging handle. And what are the benefits of that? I'm familiar with side chargers from a couple of ARs that I've operated in the past, and they're super handy if you're into hunting. It allows you to operate the bolt without having to reach under your scope with gloves on. And sometimes the charging handle, if it's not enlarged or an oversized handle, can be difficult to get your fingers on with gloves on in the first place. This side charger has a nice hooked feature that allows it to be grabbed quite easily. When you're hunting, operating the bolt can be an issue, and a side charger can solve that. Now, why would you need both? If you're operating this firearm and you have muscle memory and you're used to using a standard AR-15, you're most likely going to naturally reach for the charging handle when you're getting ready to charge your firearm. And if you're in a hunting situation, you probably have done that before you've actually entered the woods. The side charger also acts as a shell deflector, and we'll see if we can get that on camera. We'll slow it down and we'll bring the camera up close, and hopefully we can see whether or not that does what it says it does. So it acts as a shell deflector, and it also can act as a forward assist. You'll see there's no forward assist on this firearm where you'd normally expect to find one. So you could use this in a situation that required it as the forward assist. Now, I don't recommend using a forward assist. Some of you are going to comment that I'm wrong, but I wouldn't use one unless I was in an extreme combat situation, life or death, something went wrong. If I'm at the range and I have a situation where a forward assist might come in handy, I'd much rather back out, find out what's wrong, because that shell didn't load for a reason. You could possibly be causing a catastrophic failure, overpressure situation. So forward assist, I would say do not use it unless you absolutely have to. We're going to get down to the range and see how this actually shoots. This gun is chambered in 223 Wylde. Most of you are probably familiar with 223 Wylde. It's not an actual cartridge, but rather the chambering. It does fire both 223 rem and 5.56 NATO. So it gives you the option of using those cartridges, and supposedly higher tolerances equal better accuracy, and so on. I'm not going to get into every detail of this firearm, but first of all, it is a pinned magazine because we are in the state of New York. This one has the Cross Armory magazine pin, which is not removable. It has been Loctited, and as you can see here, the button is entirely absent. The lower is a Bushmaster. It is a, I don't know what you call it, polymer or carbon, but not a huge fan. The actual rear pivot pin that I need to open this thing up is deeply recessed because the polymer or the plastic, whatever it's made out of, is a little bit thicker at those pivot points, and the standard mil-spec pins are a little shy of making it through there, so you can't just push it with your finger. I brought a pin punch down, making it doubly unideal, definitely not ideal for a combat situation or life or death situation. At the rear, we have an Amend 2 modular stock. This stock system is pretty cool because it has a little trap door here where you can store additional things like your ammunition, maybe a cleaning kit, maybe a little tissue if you're a bad shooter and you want to cry while you're at the range. But you can latch that in there, and you got a little extra storage. Comes with a QD mount on the back side there. It is adjustable, so you can make that the length you want. Bear Creek Arsenal. What do we got going here? We got the Bear Creek Arsenal dual charging upper. Nothing was changed on the Bear Creek upper. Riding up on top here, we have a Swamp Fox optic LPVO. That is a low power variable optic that allows you to shoot close range and long range. This is good for hunting distances as well as close quarters combat. I love the folks over at Swamp Fox, and they've been good to this channel, so you guys should go check them out. All right, other than that, nothing else has been done to this firearm. Optic added, stock swapped out, and magazine was pinned. It is a 10-round magazine. We're going to head over to the range now. We're going to see how she shoots. I have fired this gun one other time this weekend with mixed results. I had a few last round light primer strike. So the last round, 4 different magazines had a light primer strike, but the final magazine ran perfectly. So we're hoping that we've gotten past the initial break-in. Break-in's gonna take a little bit longer than the 4 mags, 40 rounds that I've ran through it. We're going to run just a few for you here today, smack some targets, and see how she runs. The targets we're using today are from Infinite Defense. They are Infinity targets. They are a recycled rubber that allows you to shoot hundreds of rounds through a single square inch. They're guaranteed up to, I believe, 110 rounds through a single square inch. So these will last you darn near a lifetime if you take care of them. You can literally leave them outdoors. So once you've shot the target, all you do is grab some white spray paint or whatever color you want, paint them up, and you're ready to shoot again. The marks you see on there now are not actually large holes. Those are where the paint removed as the shot went through, and it's barely a pinprick when you get up close. I am an affiliate of Infinite Defense, so look for the link in the description or the pinned comments. Any purchases you make using those links will help support this channel. These will paint up nicer when it's not raining out all day long. This was laying on the ground. All right, we are loaded up with just 5 rounds. We're going to use each charging mechanism, side charger and the rear charger. We are on safe, round in the chamber. And we got a last round bolt open, and all rounds ran smoothly. Safe is on, go check the target. All right, operating it with the rear charger. Safety on, safety off. We're gonna see if it actually deflects anything here. I don't have my glasses on. All right, we already racked one in. I had to go get my safety glasses. Sorry, Mom and Dad, I forgot them for a sec. They're on now. All right, let's run a couple of rounds. We're gonna look on right here at the charging handle. We're gonna see if we can see this act as a shell deflector. All right, we good? Last round bolt open worked again, and all 5 rounds fired with no issues whatsoever. Interested to see if that actually deflected anything. We're gonna load up our last 5 rounds, and then we're gonna give you our final thoughts on this initial review of the Bear Creek Arsenal dual charging upper. All right, so naturally I wanna reach here, but I'm gonna go for the side charger. Safety off. 5 rounds. Last round bolt did stay open, and all 5 rounds did fire. So let's get into what do we think of the Bear Creek Arsenal dual charging upper. First of all, if you love or hate BCA, be sure to leave it in the comments below, because we all love to hear your opinion. First of all, I love that this gun has both the side charging and the rear charging. Usually you're offered either or. And I like that this has the option of using either or in the same platform. So you can side charge this sucker, or you can use the charging handle like a standard AR-15. I usually rate the firearms on accuracy. Today we're not doing that, but if you'd like to see a video on me sighting this thing in and how accurate this gun is out of the box, I'll leave it in the comments below. I will obey your wishes. I would actually like to do that video and see how this thing shoots, you know, off a bench, off a bag. But for now, I'm gonna say, I shouldn't be grading it, but I'm gonna give it like a 4 out of 10 freehanding. I feel like I could have got tighter groups. You didn't see them, but they're big. We'll pan over that target for you right now. The second thing I rate the guns on is practicality, a practicality score. Practicality score takes into account the affordability of the gun, the attainability, like is it available, how it functions, how easy it is to operate, does it do what it says it's supposed to do, and does it have the features required to make it an effective rifle or pistol or shotgun for what you will be doing with it as a shooter, as a hunter, as a home defender. This gun, I'm going to give it a, not gun, this upper, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for practicality. It gets some bonus points for affordability. People give them a hard time about their affordability, but they do cut out the middleman. They primarily direct sales. They are machining their own stuff. It ran. The gun works. It shoots bullets. So once we get the accuracy thing down, we'll know if that is reasonable, but I'm going to stick with that number there. The functionality part, the rear charging and the side charging are both effective means of loading this firearm, and I dig it. It can be plopped onto any AR-15 that you already own. So affordable upper, very attainable. I believe most states, probably 49 or 48 of them, you can order an upper and have it shipped direct to your door, no FFL involved. If you already have an AR-15 or an AR-15 platform, primarily like, mil-spec, whatever, lower, or another gun, pop off that upper receiver, pop off that upper, swap it out for the BCA, and then you got your dual charging AR-15. You got a different gun to go to the range with at an affordable price. You can test it out for next to nothing. Finally, coolness factor. I like coolness factor. I mean, seriously, a lot of people select their guns on appearance, and I like to select my guns a little bit on appearance, but also on like quirky things that get my attention. And what really grabbed my attention about this was the fact that it had the dual charging system, and that's really cool. First that I've known of. That gives it some bonus points, but other than that, I like the slant of their handguard up front. That is cool to me. I like the little teeny pick rail up front here for adding a front sight, but typically you're gonna want to run some kind of optic or red dot, but you could run a front sight up there. Has the standard MLOK stuff all the way around, but in reality, it's kind of boring. The flash hider from BCA is my least favorite thing that they make. They might love it. I find it boring. It's on every upper I've seen from them. They must rock set them because I have a 458 SOCOM that I'd like to do a video on, but I want to change that device out first, and I haven't gotten it off because I haven't taken the time to put some heat to it. Pretty solid so far. I'm enjoying running the gun, and this upper worked well, even though this Bushmaster lower is kind of a pain to actually fit a different upper onto, or any upper onto, because of how thick the pinpoints are. I do have a extended rear takedown pin on order from, I believe it's Gorilla Manufacturing, so that should be here some tomorrows. And yeah, I can't wait to do the video because it's supposed to rain like all week. So coolness factor, did I already grade it? I don't remember. Backing the truck up, and I'm going to give it coolness factor of 6.5. 6.5 because it's dual charging. Boring, standard. Affordable makes it cool. The fact that it works makes it cool, and I don't know then the accuracy. So thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch. If you found this video useful, helpful, or interesting, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe.